Alright, hey everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Here we have San Jose's Super Awesome, Captain Falcon, as well as Falco player, Eric, Lord, here spending his time with us. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. It's good to catch up with the community.
Yeah, thanks for being here, dude. I appreciate it. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we just playing some matches here, and whenever you guys just toss some questions in, we'll pass it over to Lord and see if he can shed some light on that.
Oh, no.
You know what? I got a question for you right now. The keyboard you took, was that there? Did they provide that keyboard on the reads, or?
No, that's mine. That's mine.
You brought your own keyboard? Oh, let's go, dude. That's the future of tournaments. Then everyone's gonna bring their own keyboard.
That's the future I want to be in.
Battle Beaver's gonna close shop for the GameCubes and start building custom keyboards.
It's actually funny. One guy on NetPlay, he had like a team of engineers who was actually building like a keyboard to GameCube prototype.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you can actually use your keyboard on the GameCube, which is kind of funny. I'm like, holy shit! Like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's actually pretty sick, dude. Hopefully they put you as a tester for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of anyone else.
So kind of something comes out of that. There's just not much, not many keyboard users, or not many that I think.
Alright, so got a little bit of a two-parter question here. So they say, what's the deal with keyboard? And at this point, are you more comfortable playing on keyboard or controller?
To be honest, so what's the deal with the keyboard? So when I first started NetPlay, it was a lot more laggier. There wasn't faster melee. There wasn't Wii U adapters. So in order to like kind of hide the lag, keyboard was more like a direct way to play NetPlay. But nowadays, like, you know, NetPlay, there's faster melee. There's like 144 Hz monitors. So now, like, using controller is actually pretty viable. Why do I use it? I guess I answered that right. And then, what was the second part of the question?
At this point, are you more comfortable using a keyboard or a controller?
So right now, I'm probably more comfortable on keyboard. I'm more consistent on keyboard because of the digital inputs, right? I only have 8 directions. If I press a button, it will come out. And I can still use controller, right? It's just I will tend to flub a little bit more.
Okay.
But I highly suggest everyone to like just try it just for fun. It makes the game very different.
Yeah, there's a player in my city. His name is he goes by Dreams. Main's Jigglypuff, and he doesn't have the adapter like a. Didn't have the adapter. His dog chewed it up. So.
Oh wow.
So he was fiending for melee, so he got on NetPlay, and he decided to use the keyboard. And he found out that like Puff is actually pretty decent on keyboard.
Yeah,
So apparently he like raged a good amount of people.
What's really funny is a lot of people who play against people who use keyboard, they think it's like, oh, you know, they might not be too technical, but you can actually do a lot with keyboard.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, you've shown me that.
Yeah.
Alright, so Ice Cream OG in chat is asking, is Falco a serious secondary, or is Falcon your one and only character?
What's really fun is, generally I would pick Falco in tournament, but because there's so much like, if there's a big crowd, I would just ride and die a Falcon, just because people know me for it.
Gotcha.
If I was trying to get like into super esports and try to win the tournament, maybe use Marth and Falco, but I think at like the super high level, I don't think my Falco and Marth will cut it.
Gotcha. Oh man, try hard Lord? Oh man, I'm scared.
I always go Falcon for the people.
Oh man, you're the real people's champ.
The baby.
Thanks for holding it down though, man. I see None and SGJ putting in work out there.
No, Johnny's pretty nuts.
Oh yeah.
The Wizzy's the new
Oh yeah, and Wizzy too. Yeah, we got Wizrobe out there. You see the Holiday Bash?
I saw parts of it. I didn't see all the matches. I know like Crush was pretty holding it down against like everyone. So
Yeah. Yeah, SJ and Nunn had some definitely decent sets in there, man. Good. Alright, so Mr. Beninoui in chat says, Lord, do you ever see keyboard being allowed as tournament standard? And if so, would you commit to at that point?
yes, and will I actually? The first question was, will I see in tournament? I hope so, until someone makes the adapter for the keyboard to GameCube adapter. And will I use it? I will definitely use it.
Speaking on Ice Cream OG says, speaking of Wizzy, what's your take on the 20GX style of Falcon?
I think it's pretty optimal. I just think it only works if you have super good reactions like Wizzy. But for a lot of Falcon mains, like Johnny, they usually kind of do things by heart or like instinct, which works too. So I think it's really optimal. Is just you need to have the reactions to back it up. For me, I can't really do it. I have bad reactions, especially in tournament.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh,
Shit.
Some Gibbs says, have you tried a box or smash box? How does it compare to keyboard?
I've never tried it, so I can't say. I can tell you I used arcade stick before, and it felt really funny.
Was it like an actual arcade stick, or was it like the smash stick? That
It was the actual like shoot fire
Oh
arcade
my
stick,
god.
where you're like restricted because there's not enough buttons for like all of the moves.
Oh, okay.
You can only do like 3 out of the 4 C-stick directions. That's really funny. I'm pretty used to keyboard, so I'm a bit biased when I say keyboard is like better. But you know, if Hacks can do it, and the other box users can do it, then I don't doubt that it's viable.
Mahik M is asking, can a Falcon be a #1 player in the world? Or can Falcon be #1?
Ooh, this is a hard question, man. I don't want to demotivate all the Falcon players out there.
Oh.
You can if you grind the game as much as Armada. If you're like just on the same level as Wizzy, but did everything better, possibly it's just gonna be really hard. So I'm hopeful that Falcon can be #1, but I'm also very realistic to say that Fox is just better in every way.
Oh man, 20XX on its way. Alright, and Busta420 says, are there any decent follow-ups off back throw with Falcon on any characters? What about if you know they're gonna DI bad?
I think the only situation is like Falcon Dittos where you accidentally back throw, and if the other Falcon commits to, let's say you back throw another Falcon and he's like kind of mid%.
Mm-hmm.
If the other Falcon commits to attacking back, like with a knee or nair, then if you back throw, you can do an up tilt, and it will either trade or stuff it out. That's like the only situation. Otherwise, the back throw was probably on accident and he didn't want it.
And Luna SSBM is asking, have you ever decided or not if you plan on attending Genesis?
I am most likely not. It really depends on the job market. If I get a job before then, I will. I kind of made a vow to like not compete until I get a job first. Just focus on that. So right now, probably not, but you know, who knows? Things can change.
Right. Favorite spots to eat in San Jose?
Big fan of Lovix. I just like the orange sauce. Other places, I do like. There's like a Japanese restaurant in Japantown called Gombe. I like eating there too. I think when Toph lived around in Japantown, he kind of went there a few times. And else? Before I start from there, I don't eat out too often, so I don't know, like a great number of places. Love In-N-Out too, so I'll say In-N-Out, Lovix, and Gombe.
Nice. All right. Chat's thanking you for the answers, by the way. Thank you, and they're putting little hearts in there for you.
Nice, dude.
Who's your inspiration to play Falcon if you had any specific player?
Probably Jeff and Isaiah. If you're kind of always saying that, because Jeff was definitely like the NorCal god at the point. It was like he was even with Mango.
Oh yeah, I remember them talking about that in the document.
Yeah, so Jeff's style was just really fun to watch, and Isaiah was definitely like the founder of Falcon. So definitely those would be my inspirations.
Right? They say, what's your dream job?
Probably web developer, doing more front end work. But right now it's mainly just experience, so it's kind of hard to say without having too much experience.
Okay.
So I'll probably start from there.
Any Busta420 says, any DI mix-ups that you find particularly useful or you think most scrub Falcons don't know about?
DI mix-ups for Falcon?
I would say it's kind of like move dependent, depending what you're getting hit by now. But
I think the one situation I can think of is I can kind of demonstrate it, right? It's so let's say, you know, the typical drop zone is like you're near the edge, right?
Mhm.
So if you DI away, the most like panic instinct is to jump back as Fox. So like if I grab you and you DI away, I can try to read the jump. And so it like what it would look like for Falcons, I down throw you and then I would kind of do that.
oh, okay.
If they DI in, you can be able to react in either knee or stomp. If the Fox is a higher level Fox, they can probably shine you before any of that happens. What else is there? There's not many like DI mixups I know as Falcon other than that. Since Falcon is a very like reaction tech chase character. So let me actually demonstrate it. So can you DI away on the down throw? Oh shit. And then can you also jump back?
Yep.
So this is kind of a read, right? You're hoping they're gonna jump back. So something like that. That's kind of like your DI mix up.
Yep.
And if they don't DI away, you can also react and just do a regular drop zone. So if they jump late, you can also hit that too. But if you're the Fox in this situation, I think you can DI in and shine. You just have to be very strict on the timing.
Mr. Bonino says, would you consider yourself active in your local scene?
No. If local scene made a net play, then maybe. If I was active, I'd definitely be probably ranked, but now like Norca's super stacked.
Yeah, like what we were talking about with Rocky earlier.
It's Rocky, not even that, just like Cactard and 10 dude.
That's true.
So before I think I was like 4th back in, I don't remember, probably a few years ago, but now I'll probably be like somewhere near in the 10 range, but like the second half of the 10 range, like 5 to 10 somewhere.
Zers325 asks, what's your opinion on the Falcon versus Falco matchup?
I would say it's definitely Falco favored, but there are ways you can kind of make it harder for Falco. The first thing I can think of is when, for like most Falcos, right, there's a lot of laser game, but lasers aren't really too scary. They're all lasers are is to set up for a shine, right? So they can keep stacking on lasers, but if you know how to take the laser and dash back, take the laser and jab, it makes it pretty difficult for Falco. It's just his pressure is very tricky, so I would say 64 for Falco, but it's still like super doable as Falcon.
Okay. And Ice Cream is asking your opinions on UCF.
It's good. I would make it. I would make it legal everywhere. But I'm not sure what the argument against it is. I know none is not a big fan of it.
Oh wow, not know that.
That's what I think. That's what I heard. But if it, gives us better melee and gets rid of like the whole control lottery, which is like super real. I hate that. Like I think it's an awesome way to solve it. Are you for UCF actually? Just curious.
Yeah, I like it. I have the like latest one that came out with the 20XX tournament edition. That's great, man.
Is there like any new features with it?
Basically it's just that, and then just some just improvements in stability, I believe.
Okay.
But other than that, it's nothing too crazy like you're used to in the training hack pack.
I see. The best thing about UCF is the drama, right? You can lose and say, "Oh, UCF wasn't on."
Yeah.
And then you'll be on the front page of Reddit. That's the best part.
Any goals for 2018 melee / life-wise?
Job and get really good at ping pong and Rocket League. That's like my dream goals. I want to be like those old men, those old Asian men who like breaks people in table tennis. Gosh, I think it's mainly the activities that are very easy to learn and hard to master, just like melee. I find those like really cool to learn.
Okay. Well, when you open up shop, once you're like grand master of it all, we'll put like, in the movies where they have like, you have to endure like the entire path for like 3 days to reach the grand master and then be worthy of training.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
What else? Definitely live stream as well. I remember what's really funny is like I spent like a whole month setting up this live stream. I streamed for like 1 day and then like didn't pick it up again. Maybe Smash tutoring as well. I'm not sure how that's gonna work.
I think that's a good market to tap into.
Yeah, I've already been like helping just random people on net play, just like kind of for fun. I feel like if you're gonna bop them, like you might as well give them some good takeaway,
Oh yeah. As long as they don't, automatically give up. I had someone do that to me yesterday. That I'm quitting this game. So. Or they say, there's no point in me playing this. You're way better than me. I'm not gonna learn anything at this point. So. You could always learn something.
Yeah, it's just the mentality, right? I think what I really don't like from certain people who play net play, they will like get hit during the combo and like literally suicide. And I'm like, why would you do that?
I got a local player that really plagued by that. You get a good combo on him, even though
if you're like
be in the lead.
Getting killed, right? You can at least work on your DI.
Yeah.
But definitely you want to find someone, at or around the same level to like really improve at a faster rate.
Oh dang! Did you jump to get my shine?
Yeah, I was trying to do it up there.
Oh dang! All right, so Badly says, "Are there any other games you play as much as Melee?"
Rocket League. I play the game like I play actually more than Melee right now. Just because like I'm bad at the game. So it like makes me want to get better. Oh. And the game is like super technical too. And it also has that same kind of feeling of easy to learn, hard to master.
Okay. Golden Knight Zanite is asking, where do you think you would be if you weren't involved in Melee?
That's a good question. I'll probably be playing some other game. What other games though? Probably Rocket League, probably ping pong.
Oh no.
Who knows? Maybe I could have been playing like Smash 4
Oh. I mean, yeah,
if there wasn't melee. You know? You never know.
maybe in a alternate universe somewhere out there.
Yeah.
And to the people in chat, if I skip your question, feel free to ask it and just tag me. You know, I apologize if I skip it, but yeah, just tag me, ask it again, and I'll get it over to him. Busta 420 saying, what are most Falcons nowadays bad at?
Bad at? It's kind of hard to say because a lot of the Falcons now are super good at like situations whenever there's like they're super close to each other and like no one knows what's going on. What are they bad at? I mean, I guess Johnny's like alright at edge guarding. It's so hard to say. I think now like the meta is going to move towards like reaction, kind of like how Wizard plays. I really can't say what they're really bad at since I have my weaknesses too.
Nero Chaos in chat is saying, would you ever consider learning other fighting games besides Melee?
I'm really digging the new, what was the game? Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh yeah.
I was a big I watched Toonami, 90s kid, you know.
Oh yeah, I was there with you.
So DBZ is like a really big part of my childhood, and even though I didn't really try Marvel in that sense, it seems like a decent hybrid from Marvel to like a more anime-based fighter. So I would definitely be at least trying out the DBZ Dragon Ball Fighters. It's such a sick game, man. The animation's like amazing.
Yeah, it looks really good. The latest trailer they did for like the Jump Fiesta looks really good. All the extra characters that they were showing off and stuff.
I haven't seen like Dragon Ball Super, but some of the characters like I was watching Maximilian Dude's video on Hit. Hit looks so crazy. Some of the characters look so sick, you know.
Yeah, I couldn't believe Hit was in there because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm maining Hit. Are you watching Super?
I have not watched Super.
Oh, okay.
The last episode I've seen was like whatever happened to Kid Buu, so that's the last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my last episode.
I'm curious if it's gonna have an English dub or not for the
It will.
I hope so. I played a lot of Budokai 3 as a kid on my PS2. I played the Budokai games, but Budokai 3, that was something else. That was a special game.
Yeah. Goku sounds like a cat in Japanese. It's like a screeching cat.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about, it's just a Japanese thing, but like Goten, Gohan, and like Goku just sound so similar to me. I can tell like a slight thing, but when you apply it to like just the voice acting here, it's just like having the same guy just like slightly change the tone of his voice, and then my voice like, I don't know, that's kind of just the differences in culture, I guess.
And we're so used to the American voice actors too, even though like it got changed between seasons. Like there was like an Eva Vegeta and like the good guy Vegeta voice.
Oh yeah, the Ocean dub.
The Ocean dub. Was it like Chris Sabat, I think?
Yeah, sad for you. Oh no, please. Oh no.
Oh.
Would you ever, Sifu Taiji is asking, would you ever get into rhythm games?
I remember I played the super old. If you're old like me, or not old, but if you're a 90s kid, there's a website like what, Flash Revolution.
Oh
like
yeah.
The old, like it was like the ghetto Stepmania back in the day. That was actually really fun. I liked it. Whenever getting to it, like seriously, probably not. I get too nervous when the combo kind of gets too high. I know Toph was super good at one of those games.
Yeah, I think he plays DDR from what I read. They have a DDR Extreme tournament at Genesis.
Yeah, he was super good. I remember going to Golfline with him, and he was just like wrecking like on that machine. It was just like so amazing to watch.
The Abdullah Zim says, how did you get into Melee?
That's actually a really good question. So the first thing when I was a little kid, I played Melee. I'm like, oh, this game's super sick, right? And like, I'm so good playing with items and all this casual stuff. And then I think YouTube came out, right? So YouTube was a big thing, and I got curious. I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's like Smash tournaments, who knows? And then I looked up some like competitive Melee on YouTube, and the first match I saw was, well, the video was called like SSBM Hardcore Match, and it was with Bomb Soldier and Masashi or Jing, I forget. But seeing how fast that game was, like these guys were moving in this game, was like insane. Watching Bomb Soldier was like mind blowing for the first time I saw it. So that was definitely like the first thing I saw. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get good at this game. And it was never my go to like be the best. I just wanted to get better. And I think that's really useful for if you're trying to get better at anything, you want to set like realistic goals. Don't say like, oh, I want to be like #1 in like a year, because it's a little too hopeful and you're going to be disappointed when you don't get there. So set like realistic goals, like, okay, maybe after a year I can be like ranked locally. Assuming you're not in NorCal, that's actually really hard. But let's see. Or if you have like a friend, right, who's like better than you, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be able to beat my friend after like so-and-so time frame. Or you can be like KDJ, who you have a list of like people you want to beat. That works too. Just set goals for yourself that are achievable and measurable. I think that's a good place to start.
So Eggsy Boy says, how do you feel about today's Falcon mains?
Today's Falcon main?
Yeah, like the people who made Falcon nowadays. How do you feel about them?
I think there's like different spectrums of Falcon. It's like, if you're a Falcon main, there's like, one of the assumptions is like you play the game for fun, right? You're doing like really crazy stuff that will like definitely not work, but you just do it anyway. I think that's cool. Just this is a game where you can play with it however you want. If you are competing as a Falcon, I can tell you it's a rough life. But it is doable, right? You see Johnny, you see Wizworld, you see Nun. I think I'm missing anyone else. It's definitely doable, but you do have to sacrifice a lot of that fun for like going for more optimal punishes or going for slightly more reaction-based. But if you're also very good at scuffle situations like Johnny, and if you can edge guard well, that's a very big step, right? So I think it's cool. You can play however you like. It's just you might have to change the way you play depending on like what level you are.
Alright, Mr. Buninui says, do you think a player's scene has an effect on a player's growth, and do you think net play has affected that at all?
I think so. If you are playing in a region where there are a lot of good players, right, you can consistently learn from a lot better players. If you are maybe like perhaps the top player in your region, and maybe there are not as much players, you are in a bit restricted, right? You can't learn from better people. You just have to learn by yourself. And let's see, if net play is a good way to achieve that. I think so. Nowadays, net play, there's not too much lag and it's kind of doable. I think you just have to be careful. Since net play, I think there's like some kind of audio delay. So if you wanted to do more reaction-based, like try to jab a Phantasm, things are slightly harder. People play differently on net play because of that environment. But if you have no one in the region or not as many people, and like your only option is net play, I think it's fun.
Wild Ethan 2 says, since S2J and Wizzy had good years, do you think Falcon has even more potential in 2018?
More potential? I think so. I think Wizard really proved to us that like Armada is a human. It must have been at Summit where he really took him to last stock. So I think that should be a big inspiration for a lot of Falcon players out there who are still wondering, you know, is Falcon viable? Yes, you just gotta put a lot of work.
Oh.
The thing is, everyone else gets better too, so it's like a cat and mouse game.
Did you see the new, like the Smash documentary teaser? Like they had an update and stuff. Yeah.
I actually did not see it. I saw on Reddit, but I didn't like click on the video link. So, was there any like official date for it?
Not that I saw, but he put a good like, it's like a 13-minute or like 10-minute
Oh really?
like
oh, God,
mini documentary, and it's really. It goes over a lot of what you just said, and like, but it's more from like it's Armada, you know, talking about how how it's been with his brothers and like what his goals have been and the path has been like, and hacks the whole 20XX thing and his visions on 20XX and his struggle with Falcon, and he goes in depth into it. I think you'd really like it.
Oh, I'm gonna check that out afterwards. It's kind of funny. It's gonna be like a new generation of dog kids if you think about it.
That's true. That's very true.
And the old kids would be like, "Well, I was there back in the first documentary was out."
Zeres325 says, "Do you think Hack's money is holding back any Falcon secrets?"
No. If there's any secret, it's like what the LRA start meme. It's like that's the only thing he has for Falcon, man. I remember he said something like, "Oh, I'm gonna use Falcon as a side," but I don't know, man. Doesn't seem like it. I'm pretty sure Wizzy has some like tech we don't know about. He seems like the lab monster who plays with like Michigan a lot.
Johnny's asking if you only play on keyboard.
Yes. Or on net play, yes. But you know, locally, the only way to play for me is, you know, is on game controller. Like, there's no way to use keyboard on GameCube at the moment, so. Keyboard is definitely a lot more ergonomic, though. You have 10 fingers that do 10 different things compared to like your controller. But you know, there are also restrictions. I guess not really, because there are ways to work around it. Oh shit!
Oh.
Shit. You like delayed that meter so late.
Alright, Roblox players, thanks for those bits, dude. I saw them, don't worry. Oh. Close.
I'm so. Oh. Wow. Was that on purpose? Like you delayed it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've started to notice it recently. I have a really bad habit of just recovering low, like this, and just going for, like a super sweet spot. I don't know. I try to get the sweet spot, but the problem is when I play Falco, it carries over to my Falco, and Falco's just vulnerable during the startup since he has no burn box or burning thing, and I just get.
Are you a Fox main now?
No, I play Fox and Falco. The problem was I had a very bad snapback problem no matter what control I used. I think they all just like, I beat them the heck from playing so much that they just turned Falco around while I'm trying to short hop laser.
Yeah, that's why my Falco is actually better on keyboard because there is no like snapback issue.
That's true.
It's just hard to combo because I'm not using more than 45 degrees on my directions. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think you remember when I was experimenting with Fox. I was playing mostly, or helping my Falco a lot. And then I'd use Fox every here and there and get like 12 stock.
Falco's a lot easier for me to play against because Fox's jump is just too quick. It's hard to pressure Fox a lot. And a lot of Falcons don't know how to laser very well, so that helps too. Oh, not such. Oh, rip.
Okay, let's see. Questions. Throw out the phone. Oh wait, did I already ask you what you wanted for Christmas?
What do I want for Christmas? Like anything, like a tangible thing or something.
Just whatever you want, man.
Whatever I
It's
want for
Christmas spirit time.
Christmas?
Yeah, what do you want for Christmas? That's what someone's asking in chat.
Oh, I want a job, man.
Those are always nice, right?
Yeah. If it's something tangible. No, I actually can't think of anything right now. I'm pretty content with like material stuff, I guess. So I'm pretty happy.
Maybe a new keyboard?
No, this one's fine.
Oh, backup?
Backup keyboard? No, I already have a backup keyboard.
Oh, you're already ahead of the game, dude.
Yeah.
Alright. This is kind of similar. Oh, I assume it's going to be a similar answer to what you kind of went over earlier with the goals thing. But
yeah.
Henlo Dream says, what does Lord believe is needed to make the breakthrough to a top 200 player?
Top 200? I would say you need to play the game pretty often. And I think the biggest thing is actually when you play friendlies, assuming it's like not a friendly setup where you lose and you have to wait, if it's just like you and another friend, play to experiment with like different options and see what works. And then, you know, what doesn't work, stop doing it. What works, you're like, okay, maybe I can try this on like tournament and see if it works on other players. So don't play to win, but play to learn new counter options. I think that's what kind of helped, like coming up with like the Falcon Punch, right? That was just a lot of messing around with like my friends, and it, you know, it just happened to work, you know.
Yep, I remember the day you taught me that, and I taught the locals that, and they haven't really embraced it, but they're scared. Listen.
Yeah.
Oh god, see, that was exactly what I was talking about. Like, I'll delay it, but then I'm like, oh wait, I'm Falco, no.
That's good. You would have died if you did it any earlier.
Yeah, it's just a gamble at times. I don't know. I feel like the pressure's a lot higher with Falco. Mr. Benino says, when a lower level player has the chance to ask a top player in person a question about their gameplay, do you think the one question should be more vague or use the opportunity to ask something scenario specific?
Be very specific. I think it doesn't help to be too generic, right? Like, let's say I were to ask you, like, what should I do better, right? There's like too many things to get better on, and you're probably not going to remember all those things, right? So I think a good question to ask them was like, how did I get hit? What did you do? Think about like one scenario, maybe neutral. Saying like, okay, how did I get hit? And what did you do? And then from there, you know, you would come up with some situation, right? Of like how you got hit, and then find out some counter options to it. I think it also depends on the person too. Maybe if you don't have that much time with like that good player, just like, it makes sense to ask a very general question, right? But you're also kind of risking a more general answer, right? It's like, oh, what should I do better? Like, oh, you work on punish game, you work on neutral. Like, doesn't really mean much, right? It's like, it's too generic. So,
yep.
I would say be specific.
All right, you heard him. Since we're talking ergonomics, would you ever get a box/smash box as Nero Chaos?
Would I ever do it? I would have to like try it out first myself without like spending the money on it. So if there's a way to like have a trial version of it, that'd be cool. But would I ever use it? It also has to be like tournament legal, right? So there's a lot of talk about whether
yeah,
the box is legal because of like you have more when you hold to the left and hold to the right, there's actually like a larger magnitude of how much you're holding. So, assuming that it's tournament legal and everything else, will I use the box? I think the biggest thing why I wouldn't use it is just I have to lug around the box in tournament. I would just use controller. That's the biggest complaint.
Let's see. Do you think Wizzy or SJ will have a chance of at taking a major? They said in parentheses, this isn't a joke.
Assuming the major doesn't have Armada, Leffen, Hungry Box, Mango, maybe. There's a lot of ifs, right? Okay, I guess to be serious, if they were actually like, if it was a major with everyone, right? I think Wizzy will have the best chance, just because he is the most consistent. Johnny is more sporadic, right? He would just have good days and off days.
Yeah.
So for him, it's like a gamble. I would say Wizzy, after a few more, like, not years, but a few more tournaments, I think he's on a good track.
That's true. I feel like, yeah, like what you said with about SCJ, I feel like Nunn's the same. They'll have like a really bad tournament days, so have bad days and like good days.
But Nunn just like, he purposely does weird options.
Yeah.
It's like he does some really good stuff and really like silly stuff. So it's just his style.
Lusto420 says, how do I DI Icy's down throw, down air wobble setup? Basically,
Dude,
the mango killer.
I'm the worst person to ask about that. I always get wobbled. I think you should ask your IC mains that question. I think who's the IC main here? Who's the jazz player?
This kid?
This kid, yeah. I remember he was making a lot of videos on like countering IC stuff. I think that was really useful. So perhaps ask your local IC main. I think from experience, which is not that much with ICs, because the thing is they can mix you up, right? Like they can either go have you stay in front or have you go back. If they make you stay in front, right, you have to SDI away from them, and to get even more space, you can even raptor boost afterwards to like push you back. Or if you just want to play safe, just SDI away during the downer, and then buff for your roll. But that's as much as I know.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Alright. People were curious as to how you got your smash tag.
So when I was a little kid, I remember I played a lot of CS 1.6, and I was a big noob at the game, so I thought it would be funny to call myself like a Lord of the Noobs. So that was actually my first name, right? And then after playing CS for like a year, I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm not a noob anymore, so I just got rid of like up the noob, like suffix, and it was literally just Lord.
That's cool.
That's pretty much it.
That's awesome. That's a good story.
Yeah.
I used to play
like
1.6 too.
Yeah, so like nothing to do with like religion, it just happened to be that way.
That's crazy, man. A decent amount of people that like I've talked to like on netplay, like they have also told me that like their like smash tags actually like originated from like their childhood days, mine included.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Holy shit, I beat it.
Not like this. Oh.
Dude, your delay up is so good. I'm not used to that.
I think you burned it into my brain, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like subconscious stuff I know you like put in there.
Oh, okay. Oh. Would you ever go Falco or Fox against Falcon?
Me?
Probably Fox.
Yeah, but my Fox feels like he's like incredibly, like he's as stable as like the Chernobyl reactor, and he just like will be willing to explode at any given second, and it's happened. I was playing at a tournament. I was playing Ollie, and I was at 0%, going for a sit combo, 0 to death. Right at the end when I went for shine, I side beat right off the left of battlefield, died.
I feel like it's more dangerous as Falco, right? Because you can't make as many mistakes.
Right. Well, yeah, you gotta... That one, you gotta maintain, for me at least, I feel like you gotta maintain center. Because once you give Falcon like an area to like start kneeing you off stage, throw you off stage, back air you off stage. You just don't want to be thrown off stage. Like where I'm at right now, like this is dumb. I need to be over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable using Falco. I played a NMW a lot when he went to a couple Mayhem tournaments here in SoCal.
Yeah. How'd you do against that?
I did good. I mean, it was just friendlies, so
I see.
we took. I would say I took probably like 40% of the games. Wasn't too bad. They were close. It was like last hit, but I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like scared or like, oh, this matchup's not gonna work out. I was like, no. I mean, I felt okay.
Yeah, you play tons of Falcon, so it seems like you're pretty comfortable with like everything Falcon can do. Oh shit.
They want to know what type of keyboard you're using.
I'm using a Falco Magistush Ninja, the TKL brown switches.
Holy moly.
Mouthful. But you can use any keyboard really. It doesn't really matter. Maybe like a mechanical keyboard just to help you.
Uh-oh. Got a deep question coming in here from X Overdose. How do you fix mentality? Lately, I've been hot/cold with playing the game. What should one do to keep the drive alive and keep playing? What should one do when the drive is low to respark the said drive?
I think the best thing is actually to take a break. I'm actually feeling like that with like Rocket League 2. Just like you're trying so hard to get better, but you don't see as much improvement. Maybe you're actually just burning out, So maybe take like, don't touch the game for like a week. Do something else about your life. Come back to it with like a more fresh mind. And when you do come back, focus on one thing to get better. Try not to overwhelm yourself with like, okay, I gotta get better at this, gotta get better at this. Just focus on like one thing. And that could be like a certain matchup, right? Let's say you're a Falcon player playing as a Falco. It's like, okay, I'm getting laser a lot. He's getting shines a lot. How can I, adjust my neutral to deal with lasers? And I can actually show you like maybe this is more a specific question. If you're a Falcon main doing Falco, like little tricks as Falcon you can do, make the match easier. But going back to the question, take a break. Don't touch the game for a week. Come back to it and then focus on like one thing. Right? I think that's a good place to start.
Do you think shield stops are more useful for Falcon than for other characters? Says Busta.
More useful? I would say they're equally as useful for any character. And the whole point of shield stopping is to like stop your momentum, right? So as Falcon, you're gonna be baiting a lot of sidesteps. So like if Falcon's gonna sidestep, right, you can just kind of dash, like shield and then knee him instead of just dashing and knee him.
Oh yeah, so like if you know they're...
Yeah, if you know they're gonna sidestep, right, you could easily like also like do like a short hop and like delay your knee anyway. But whatever's more comfortable. You can also shield stops are like ghetto pivots, right? Like you can do a pivot nair with shield stops where you dash back, dash forward, shield, and it's like a more consistent way to get pivots. It's not as fast, right? But it's not as risky to do like a typical pivot.
Right.
So I would say it's equally useful. I think the biggest thing to do if you're playing this game is whatever you do. I really believe in like efficient movement. Like whatever you do should have some reason to it, right? A lot of people who pick up the game are overwhelmed by like Texaco, right? When people say Texaco, they kind of throw it around like APM. Like you do all this like the super like waveland, doing like all this just moving fast, but really think about what moves you're doing are actually doing something against your opponent. If they're not doing anything, you don't have to do it. And a lot of people who dash dance, right, think about why you're dash dancing. Are you looking for some kind of approach? Is Falco gonna go in with a dare and you can dash back? You can do that too. So really clean up your game and think about what's being efficient. And I think that will kind of narrow down what you need to work on.
This. Okay. What is Falcon's greatest neutral tool against Marth in your opinion?
Raptor boost. Basically, you can like not spam the move, but whenever you do that move, right, Marth, it will be any kind of option if Marth does any short hop. And what else is there? So I would say that is the biggest thing for Falcon Marth. You also don't want to nair Marth. The reason, well, this is assuming Marth has bad reactions, or has good reactions. If you nair against Marth, Marth can do like basically any move to beat it. He can jab you, he can up tilt you, he can just cross cancel grab you. So try to limit your neutral to a more grounded game, where you're waiting for Marth to throw out the first move. If he throws out a move, right? Let's say if it's fair, a early fair, you can just dash dance grab it. You can raptor boost on reaction. Ideally, Marth would be doing a lot of down tilts, right? So you can think about certain ways you can do that to deal with that. For one, you can short hop over the down tilt and go with like a knee. A more safer option is to literally crouch the down tilt and then knee him. So the matchup is definitely more grounded base, and raptor boost makes Marth afraid of throwing out moves. So you need to use that as a threat.
Alright, this is to both me and Lord. What is the best and worst melee memory you've had?
I think when I first started playing Falco, and what was the worst feeling? So there was a small high school tournament, right? And this was not a legit tournament. It was like they were using like the tournament mode in melee, so like single elimination, right? So I was a Falcon main, and I made it to grand finals, which was against a Peach player. And because I've only seen Bob Soldier versus Masashi against the Spacey, right? I didn't know how like the Falco Peach matchup worked, and I literally just got chained up the whole game. I'm like, well, and because of that, I have like a brain fart against Peach now. Even though I play Falcon, right? It still burns me to this day.
For me, worst memory, there was a local tournament in my town. I didn't know much about competitive stuff because it was just me and one high school buddy that played melee all the time after school. He made Fox and I was playing Falco. And we decided to go to the tournament. I got pretty far. I think I got to like maybe winners semis, maybe. And then I had to play Jigglypuff. Well, these were the days when we could go to like Mute City and stuff.
Oh, I love those days.
Yeah, me too, except I decided to go Fox because I knew I'd at least go Fox against Jigglypuff. But I guess I didn't read too much into the guide or whatever I was reading at the time because I took the Puff to Mute City.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, yeah, clean 2-0. Because here's the thing. I decided to run it back.
Okay.
And the same result. And yeah, I was a little kid and that's where I learned, I'm like, man, I should probably study. Like, more in-depth matchups and like stages and counter picks.
Do you feel a bit more comfortable against Jigs?
Oh yeah. In the game in general, the way I feel about this game, like matchups, people complain about them and all that stuff. But for me, I feel like it really comes down to how well you understand the mechanics of melee, not necessarily frame data, but like the feel of melee, and that should be enough to tell you kind of like how you should play, knowing like your character, how fast your character is, their range, and then just knowing the same for your opponent, so you know what the same thing is for them. And then from there it just comes into combo setups and awareness, which you can learn from watching videos.
I think a really good way to improve as well is when you watch other like top players, watch how they punish and think about what you would have done in that same situation.
Yep.
Everyone has like a different like punish tree, which is interesting. But if you're a Mark player, just watch Michi King. It's like his punish game is like nuts.
At Evo, same Evo as MOG Anaheim, but that same year, I was watching Mewtwo King, so I was relaxing next to setup, and Mike Hayes wanted to play him, and I saw Mewtwo King like 20 stock. Oh, hold on. What are you doing? It was at least like 7 games just for stock Mike Hayes back to back on Pokemon.
Oh my god. Poor guy, dude.
It was at least 7. I have it all recorded. Let's see. What is your favorite gun in Counter-Strike?
Which one?
I'm gonna just say 1.6.
1.6?
Because yeah, they didn't specify.
MP5. I was like, I used to love playing. If you ever play Fire Ice World, like just the deathmatch kind of arena. I just love how the MP5 is just so fun to use, like low recoil. A cute little sound.
Sevilla says, how do you guys find motivation to get better when you've hit a wall? I guess kind of similar to the...
Motivation to get better. I think for me, it was just like... It was hard to think about like what walls I was hitting. Not because I was like burning out or anything, but I feel like there's always something you can improve on. Usually when there's a wall, right? How do you usually gauge how you do better? Do you go to like a tournament? Well, tournaments aren't a very good way to judge how well you do, ideally, because pulls can be like a death pull, right? You just have a really shitty pull.
Right.
So I think the best way to judge how you're doing is like, okay, how quickly are you adapting to like newer players? How often are you thinking actively during the match? Are you kind of like autopiloting, just kind of throwing stuff out there? I would say, how would I find motivation? I would just watch top players and just see how sick they are, and not to copy them, but you use that as kind of motivation to say like, oh, you know, if Mango can do this, if I put some time into it, you know, I can also do cool stuff like that. So maybe just start playing friendlies more of not as serious, but maybe to experiment more, doing like stuff for fun, finding cool like Falcon punch setups. I don't know. You can show me those Falcon punch setups too. But just doing cool combos. I think what helped me was to like create those like little mini combo videos.
Oh yeah, those are really good.
And that kind of helped me like think about new combos just to show people. So sometimes you just gotta take a break on improving, just like do some cool combos. Maybe that can help you. But it's, you know, it's different for everyone. Oh.
What kind of music do you listen to? Because
I listen to like a lot of lo-fi hip hop. What else is there? I do like, if you know who Carpenter Brewis is, the guy who did some music for like Fury, the Boss Rage game. It's kind of like that retro synthwave 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like my hype songs. So a little bit of synthwave, a little bit of like hip hop. I do really like if you ever listen to like Street Fighter Dirt Strike, I like that soundtrack too.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually listening to it right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a cold theme in the background, right? So just a lot of like a little bit of drum and bass, but just a lot of relaxing hip hop stuff. Just beats.
So, okay, what else we got here? Question to elaborate on your experimenting during friendlies. Against higher level players, should you try first and then experiment, or should you experiment still the whole time? That's Benino Week.
Well, the thing about experiment is like you try one thing, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then don't do it. So, what is a good example? How would you experiment? I'm trying to think about like a very specific example as Falcon. I guess you want to like start creating your own flowchart, right? Like let's say, as Falco, you want to do a double laser, right? So do a double laser. Maybe you can try stuff like this. Or whoops.
My bad.
Oh, shit. Alright, do again. You can try stuff like that, right? Which is like really weird, but
oh yeah.
If they commit to it, it can work, right? But if you just do a downer, you know, I'm just gonna get stuffed. So I think if you're playing that top player and you don't have much time, maybe just like play to your best just to see where you're at. If you have a lot of time to play with them, then you can experiment more. So I guess it's all dependent on how much time you have to play with them. Yeah, but whatever it is, like if you want to ask them questions, be very specific. I think that helps.
All right. So we answered the bad memories of Melee. What about your best moment?
Probably the S2J, the match that got me famous. That was probably the biggest one where it wasn't really about winning. It was more of creating the hype for the crowd. And whether Johnny did that on purpose and knew it was coming afterwards, I still have to thank him for doing it. Because the thing is that brought more people into Melee to like some sense, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think in terms of like longevity, I'm always thinking about like what is it doing for the scene. And if it's bringing new players, then I will always go for that.
That's a good
So
point.
that was probably like my best memory of it.
Yeah, I guess I never really realized the full extent of it, because that's actually how I found out about you. It was just like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, just like how people join the scene because of like Wombokama, right? That's like the biggest like smash moment ever. So doing stuff like that, just doing cool stuff and getting noticed, you know.
Mm.
Sometimes in order to do cool stuff, you gotta at least get decent first. So.
I think of my favorite moment in Melee. I think probably MLG Anaheim when I went. Really neat experience, because I don't know what exactly it was, but I just had a really good luck that tournament in regards to talking to top players and like getting a lot of information. I took a Melee setup for them to use, and he took me into the event. Everyone was being held and couldn't access the event no matter what game they were entering, and he took me all the way in and just let me chill there and set up.
Was this one of the TLs?
Yeah, it was Solid Jake. And he explained to me like how they were gonna run it and like all the setups, and he's like, no, you don't have to walk back, you can just hang out here. And,
did you know him beforehand, or he
no,
just like randomly chose you? He's like,
yeah,
hey.
he just randomly chose me. I'm like, hey, I brought a setup. He's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna come get you. Security came, escorted me inside, and then yeah, I was just talking to him the whole time after setting up. He's like, no, you don't have to go, you can just hang out here. I was watching them do sound check and all that stuff on the stage. It was pretty neat.
Damn. Yeah, just be a nice guy. Be a nice person. Maybe you could be a nice person to someone else, you know?
Yeah, so that's where I met him. What is it? I met Hugs. I hung out with Leffen for a good amount. And I don't know, they were just all nice to me, and that was probably my happiest moment, was that he was like that. A lot of people complained about how it was run, but for me the experience was it was fun as a spectator.
You definitely got lucky with the whole, you know, Jake guy bringing you in.
Yeah, it was really nice of him. I wasn't expecting it. I was just a nervous wreck because I barely came back to Melee at that point. I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about majors. This is my first time I drove out here by myself. I don't know anybody here. I'm originally from Santa Ana, which is really close to Anaheim, but
I see.
Even so, I don't know anybody over. So it was a new experience, and it went really nice. Got to talk to PPMD and pick his brain a little bit regarding like in-depth scenarios and stuff. Just that I had a lot of questions about.
Oh, PP. Yeah, dude. I really hope he comes back. Matter of time.
Good that he's taking his time though to make sure he's 100% ready, because I feel like it's great for him to come back when he's 100%, you know, good to go, as opposed to coming back a little too early.
Oh yeah, I mean we've seen this like his health, and it seems like he's doing a lot better in terms of his weight. So that's like a good plus.
Yeah, that thumbnail really shocked me.
Yeah.
I loved your down tilt, forward tilt frame trap in Puff Marth. Are there any other frame traps that you like to use as Marth?
As Marth? Trying to think of other moves. I'm not sure if jab is a real frame trap. It's like fast, right? But it doesn't really put you super positive. Other frame traps. I guess another frame trap is like 4B maybe. I'm not too sure. It's just like the specific frame data. But I would say just start from down tilt, right? And think about what other things you can do. Like going back to that match, right? I could have done down to forward smash, right? Like that's also a frame trap, but it's a lot more committal. If he stays in shield, then it might get rested. Forza is just like the safer option to do. So I would just experiment. Come up with your own moves to do afterwards.
Experimenting's great, man. I'm really glad that you taught me that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I've seen some interesting results too. Like, I'm sure you saw it, but with like my Fox doing shine up smash a lot, I found a lot of situations where, man, if they're not teching, I can get like at least, you know, the shine for extra damage and the up smash just to help solidify the knockback, or you know, the punish itself. And that all started with the experimentation, just from like exactly how you explained it back from when we used to play a lot.
Yeah, so definitely experiment gives you like more options on your whole flowchart. I'm a very flowcharty person, even though for someone who might not be watching for the first time, it seems like I'm just doing like random stuff. But this, a lot of stuff I'm doing is like for reasons. Even though it's like Falcon Punch is it's a stylish move, right? It's known for that stylish move, but if you're playing against a Sheik and you're just like, you have bad reactions that day, I might just go for a Falcon Punch more to edge guard, since I don't have to react with the edge guard knees. So just like little stuff like that.
Favorite Falcon combo of all time, your own or someone else's?
There's like so many combos I've seen. It probably wouldn't be my. Would it be my own? I don't think so. I'm trying to think about a really. I remember there's some like crazy stuff from like the Rike Noobs video, right?
Yeah.
Were they from like Chile?
I believe so. I can't remember myself.
Yeah, I can't remember specifically, but maybe like old school. Be like the Tapion punch, right? The downer Falcon punch, like the super old school stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But now there's like too many good combos.
For me, it was Dark Rain when he like it was
Oh, Alzea? Dark Rain Alzea?
Yeah, that you know, the one
Yes.
with his Fox when they wanted him to do a Falcon Ditto and he went Fox.
No, that was legendary. I remember those crew battles were like super hype.
Yeah, anytime I play a Spacey, I still go for that same exact combo just to see if they DI in. So I want to give it.
I think since the crowd reaction just makes everything better too. You see like people like screaming in the back. It's like that's what really makes combo videos or like certain combos stand out a lot more. Just like the whole crowd.
Oh no.
Oh. Wow. Oh no. Favorite combo video? I do right now.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, I'm bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna go for the experimenting. Gonna try to wave land like falling back air. Like
oh shit.
the Marth Killer stuff.
My favorite Falcon combo is jab forward tilt. It's so like annoying. It's just, I just think it's funny.
NB2 says, did Lord feel bad when he force-stalked me with Roy? Yeah, I remember you did used to play Roy quite a bit.
I feel bad? No, I got a power trip when I did that. No, that's actually
just popping kids.
No, I wasn't like really. What was the question?
Dude, he's just asking if you felt bad for him, dude.
I feel bad. No, I didn't feel bad. If I beat you super, I just kind of give advice, and hopefully we can have some takeaway both ways. The thing is, this happened to a lot of people too, so it's like, I don't know. I don't want to sound too cocky, but I've seen it happen a lot. So it really just happens, you know. Like you just had a bad match. I got forced out by Kobo, you know. It happens. JV5 though, that's maybe you're just playing bad that day. Sure. A lot of factors. Maybe your girlfriend broke up with you and you're just playing bad.
Or you got food poisoning, the shroom symptom.
Yeah, maybe UCF wasn't on and you just yeah. Dude, that nail was so good.
I should have waited flashback delayed. Henlo Dream says, what can I do to help myself with tournament nerves at a major? Classic question.
I would try to just experiment with different ways to calm yourself down. First thing I can think of is like try playing with music. Try, what else can you do? Maybe have a friend over who also plays Smash, kind of like sit by you, not coach you, but you know, have that support where they like cheer you on. Be a Falcon main. You will always be cheered as a Falcon, so you can do that too.
Instant crowd points.
Yeah. You can also, I mean, it's kind of like obvious, but like go to more tournaments, right? It's like you're nervous because you're in a very different setting from what you're used to. You can expose yourself more to that setting, go to more tournaments, go to like more locals, and keep grinding at it until it's like normal for you to go to tournaments. But I would say music would probably be the biggest number one, like calm way to calm yourself down. Do you actually play with music like when you play in tournament? Just out of curiosity.
I do sometimes. Just depends.
Mm-hmm.
How on health is that? Because I use GPS to get to the tournament. So
I see.
if I have my charger or whatever and my phone's like at 12, I have a Samsung Galaxy S6, like Edge, the old ones, so the battery life is. I mean, it's god awful. But hey, it doesn't blow up in my pocket and burn me to death, so it's cool.
No,
I'll take it.
That's one of the features.
I got that warranty too. Okay. Lord, who are on your top 5 Falcon players of all time?
All time? Isaiah, he created Falcon. Jeff, because I'm biased, because I'm NorCal. 3, 4, 5 would be Johnny Was He Nut. Oh, I guess Dark Rain wasn't on there, huh? That's okay. I still like Jeff better.
That's okay. I just like him too. The only time I saw Dark Rain from those crew battles, like, oh,
yeah. What's really funny too is I actually never played Dark Rain, like ever. I've seen him in person. I never like talked to him.
I guess same here. I think the most I said is hi, and it's because I guess him and Jace are from like the same state or maybe even the same city. And Dark Rain was there at a SoCal tournament at a Mayhem. And I was like, what?
Oh god.
Why is Dark Rain here in SoCal? So I got to shake his hand and say hi. I'm like, love your Falcon, love your combos that you got on Isaiah and that one piece player.
Oh my god.
And he's like, oh cool, thanks. That was it. Oh no.
No. Oh dude. Oh. Wow.
So we're talking about, me and my friends joke around about making an almost combo video. So what it is exactly what was just happening right now, but before you drop the combo, it just cuts to the next combo.
There's actually a whole video on that,
Is there?
It's a no knee Jeff, like Jeff Sounds video, right?
Oh, I have no idea, dude.
Do you remember the DBR sounds?
Oh yeah, okay.
Someone actually made like a meme, not a meme, but like a joke of the combo where like he just cuts out all the knees at the end. So you just like blue ball the whole video. But yeah, you can do that, man.
Do you think old school melee is overrated or underrated?
Old school melee was super heavy neutral because everyone had like really like rough punishes. So if you compare a lot of old players versus new players, it's like it's very easy for them to pick up punish game, right? But neutral is something you can't really work on unless you play other people. So is it overrated? I wouldn't think so. It was just different because no one had like a really good punish flowchart with just really good neutral.
Badly says, do you watch your sets? If so, what do you look for to improve on?
So the thing is, I've only watched my sets where I win. I haven't
That's
watched my
me
sets.
too.
I haven't watched my sets with like Plup, where he just like 2-0'd me so quickly. Lost to. Who else I lost to? Lost to like a lot of ICs, right? I guess it's very obvious for like ICs, like, oh, you just missed the L cancel, and you can see how wobbled. What do I look for? Again, I would look for how did I get hit, right? That comes down to neutral. Did I get whiff punished for throwing out a bad move? Did I get shield grab? Did I not space it correctly? So usually that's the first question I ask when I watch like other videos.
I was ready to tech just in case.
Yeah, no, you're fine, you're Fox. Oh.
I went for the forbidden. Yeah, I had to try and don't tech it.
Yeah, I think how I mainly got better was just like through a lot of friendlies and playing with people around the same level. And having really realistic goals. Just like, I don't want to be the best, I just want to get better. And just doing one thing at a time. So I would definitely start from there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's why I stress to kind of, as much as net play, I know Toph doesn't like net play. But or a lot of players just don't agree with net play, but I feel like if it's a tool to utilize, I mean, you can definitely find players that are within your level, and then they can all like grow together and share
I think
ideas and stuff.
Yeah, I think net play is actually the best for playing new players at like a very short amount of time. That's how you can create a very fast like flow chart kind of style. Like, okay, this guy is a roller, he likes to roll a lot. I should, you know, try to play more patient, wait for the rolls. This guy likes to do, he doesn't know how to punish very well. Maybe I can just, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So you kind of like, you like categorize your opponent into like this little tree that you make in your head. And that's just through a lot of experience, right?
Yep, absolutely. Oh god, the sidestep money. Oh.
Oh.
They say, asking the critical question, In-N-Out or Chick-fil-A?
In-N-Out.
My man, dude.
But Chick-fil-A is still really good. The thing is, you only crave Chick-fil-A on Sundays, and Sundays it's not open, so
Oh, rip.
that's why Chick-fil-A gets a -1 point for that.
I've never had Chick-fil-A in my life, and it's due to
It's like good, but like if you have In-N-Out too, it's like, I think it's a fine substitute, I guess. It's good to try once though.
Gotcha.
The waffle fries are really good though.
That's what I hear. Another one of my friends says they have like really cool sauces, like really good sauces there.
Yeah. Their standard sauce is just like a slightly different version of like honey mustard. It's like not really honey mustard, but it tastes similar to it. Where else can you get like a $4 for like a burger and fries? You know, it's so super cheap.
Yeah. I'm about to tell you a tragedy though. So, in my city, we have 2 In-N-Outs, and the one closest to me, they built a Chick-fil-A decided to build right next to In-N-Out, but the thing is, I have to drive quite a distance to get to it.
How
It's
far?
like if I drove that distance and In-N-Out's right there, I'm not gonna go to Chick-fil-A. Get in. I put in that time. I want my vanilla shake. I want my, 3x3 animal style. And I've just never had Chick-fil-A due to that. In SoCal, it's the same way, and it's all because Krispy Kreme went out of business.
I see.
And Krispy Kreme had this marketing strategy where we'll build close to In-N-Outs. And since we sell donuts, we're not going to be, competitors, but we'll be able to maybe trick some families into coming to get some donuts and stuff and market off of that. Well, they
Yes,
went
sir.
out of business. Well, not out of business, but they had to close a lot of stores, and Chick-fil-A bought them all.
Holy cow, dude. If you go to Genesis, you can maybe like stop by Chick-fil-A on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right, they want to know what your go-to order is for In-N-Out. What's the optimal?
Cheeseburger and grilled onions, fries and water. So like it's like $4.35, like some super cheap in terms of price, and you get so much value from it. I actually don't get animal style. It's just like it's actually too much for me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But I don't blame you if you do. It's good.
What is the best seafood place in NorCal?
I actually don't know. I'm actually not a big fan of seafood, so I can't really say. I know this is a very popular place in SF with like a lot of I don't say even I don't know the name. I'm just bad at it. I don't know seafood. It's not my matchup. Oh shit.
Pretty new to competitive Melee, just trying to get into it. Any tips for a new player? I'm maining Falcon. A lot of
You're
people
maining
have
Falcon?
told me it's a lot of practice.
Yeah, that goes for a lot of like every other character too. Any tips? I would say first thing you should get really good at is dash dancing, but knowing why you dash dance, right? So like here's a really good sample right now. So when you dash dance, right? Think about why you're doing it. The most fundamental like situation is if they commit to a move, right? So let's say you're playing against a Falco and it's not lagging. So assume it's not lagging, right? So while we like wait for that to kind of die down a little bit, your basic instinct as Falcon is to dash away to avoid the move, and then dash back and grab him. So can you do a nair real quick? So something like that, but a lot better, right? So I dashed too far. So this time I'm gonna try dashing a little better.
All right.
So shoot one laser and then dash in. So stuff like that. I would say work on that first, because that's like the fundamental skill of Falcon. Like how well can you whiff punish committed moves? Yeah. And then do the downer this time. Yeah. And the thing is that you only need to dash away far enough to avoid the move. You don't want to dash away like too far, right? Because that's a little too long. You're like backing yourself in the corner. So I would practice that first. Maybe do it with like, it's kind of hard, right? Because you need like another partner to practice with. Maybe find someone who's around your level on net play and like try against them. I would say start from there. All right.
Mr. Beninoid says, are there any skills to learn from watching old school matches? From us bringing up old school neutral.
No. It's old school neutral because no one really experiment like newer options, right? So now the neutral game has like so far advanced now. Stuff that you did back in the day would get punished super hard now. So I would watch just like the standard like recent tournament matches, whatever's on Reddit, whatever's being talked about. Just study those matches. I will only watch older matches if you're nostalgic, or you're just generally curious on what Melee looked like back in the day.
When it comes to like old school, I guess the players I really like to watch just to see what they were doing was yeah, I guess just like Isaiah, PC Chris, and Forward and Shiz. Just because not necessarily they were doing optimal things, but sometimes they would do options that like worked out.
I think what was really cool for old school Smash, right? YouTube wasn't as big, Twitch wasn't a thing, so every region had a very specific style. Like New York Falcon or like East Coast Falcons, they were super like accurate with lasers, and I think that's still really cool. So whenever you watch other players of like the same character that you're playing, just think about what you would do and watch what they would do and see, you know, what kind of style that you want to have for yourself.
Is wave dashing pretty important as Falcon?
That's actually a good question. When would I wave dash in this? It's useful as a defensive option. I would say the most important part is if you are getting pressured by Falco, right? Into the shine pressure. So let's say can you do a cross up nair on me? That it's right there. When Falco crosses you up, he can do up tilt, he can do back air, he can do shine, so it's super scary, right? And if I were to like do it, so can you do a cross up nair into back air? Yeah, if I commit to any move, I would get hit. So the safest option that you can do is like wave dashing on shield. So do the same thing. Yeah, so like the same idea, right? It's like you want to get away from that area where you get crossed up because when they're behind Falcon, your options are super limited. So you want to actually get away from that. So I would say that wave dashing is more important as a defensive tool, but you can also use it. I'm not sure. I want to use it offensively. I would start from there. Use it. Learn how to wave dash out of shield first, and then you can try different things.
Appreciate you answering all these questions. I'm letting know if you need a water break or something. Making you talk a lot.
Oh no, that's good. I don't mind.
Oh. Finding it hard to wave dash consistently on net play compared to on my GameCube. Any tips on how to fix this?
Have you tried keyboard?
Oh.
Any tips on how to fix this? I would not take it to heart if you like flub on net play, just because net play has that little extra factor of you're not playing on CRT, you're playing on a desktop, which may or may not have or like you have latency in terms of like buffer. So if you flub on net play, don't sweat it. You went for the right option, but what's more important is if you can do it like 99.9% locally. That's more important.
Oh boy, going back to this. What's your opinion on the use of Adderall in esports?
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If there a consistent way to test drugs? Wasn't this the whole like? It comes back to the whole biking, of like. Dude, I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah, right. That's what
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it. I mean, I still play the game for fun, even though I like compete a little bit. Well, I guess not anymore, but like when I used to. People do it. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say. But hey, if you can beat them and they're on Adderall, then that makes you like that much better, right? So.
Yeah. Winners don't do drugs, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You talk to our mod about that? No, I doubt it.
Alright, we gotta try to get that VA in here. Sponsored gen. What's the best thing to do if Captain Falcon? Or what's the best thing to do if that? What the heck? What's the best thing to do if I'm Captain Falcon going against Sheik? What's the thing I should focus on in that matchup? Falcon versus Sheik.
That's a really good question. Did you want to go Sheik to we have a little Sheik Falcon tutorial real quick? So the first thing you want to think about is how Sheik is gonna approach you, right? The first thing, the most obvious answer, is okay, they might dash attack, right? So can you just do like a normal dash attack?
All right, ready?
Yeah. Ah shit, you're too good. All right, do it again.
3, 2, 1.
So yeah, so that's like the very basic neutral, right? The thing is, what happens if Sheik overshoots the dash attack, right? Because right now Sheik is aiming for this area where I'm currently at. But if Sheik aims a little bit further where I'm going to dash back, so can you do a dash attack again?
Alright, yeah, 3, 2, 1.
So stuff like that, right? So what you can really look for is if they... So the first, your flowchart is, okay, do they do good dash attacks? If they don't, you're going to dash back and grab them and go into a tech chase. if they are overshooting, right, you can stand your ground and you can actually just jab them. Because your jab will actually clink for the dash attack too. So can you do a dash attack real quick?
Alright, just
Yeah.
right where you're standing?
Yeah.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so you can actually stuff it before they even hit you. So that's one option, right? Another one is you can, if you're a more heavy punish Falcon, you can go for harder reads and you can dash back and then stomp away. So can you do a overshoot dash attack?
Yeah, 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Shit. Just do again.
3, 2, 1.
So all right, just short hop and go in. So that's like the super hard punish, right? So that's your first flow chart. Test their dash attack consistency. If they overshoot it, you can stomp it. If they do bad ones, you can also stomp it, but you can also dash back. The biggest killer in this match is actually jumping. So jumping, and when I mean jumping, it's like going in with short aerials. So let's say like, you know, the common Nair push, right? On paper, it looks good, right? There's like 2 kicks. It looks kind of cool. But what can Sheik do? Sheik has a lot of options, right? Can you do a forward tilt?
Yep.
So 3, 2, 1. Like that literally just gets stuffed, right? So Nair is actually pretty bad when they're low percent because they can also crouch cancel it if they get hit anyway, and they can just forward tilt. So you actually don't want to Nair as much. You don't want to be in this zone, right? Because what can Falcon do? I'm going to lose to any kind of forward tilt. Like forward tilt, this is the horrible range for me. Right here. Yeah, do again. Yeah, and if you're Sheik and you have lower percentage, you can crouch cancel it too. So you actually want to play a more grounded game where if you're the one approaching Sheik, right? We've been talking about how to avoid Sheik's moves. What does Sheik do when I go in? And as Sheik can just try to react forward tilt, right? So can you do a forward tilt again? So 3, 2, 1. So now you can bait out the forward tilt, let them hit first, and you can grab it afterwards. Another way you can do it is you can run up and shield. So can you also do a forward tilt?
Yep.
So let me move over here. So like 3, 2, 1. So you can also do something like that, right? If you block the forward tilt and you're both out of grab range, so forward tilt, you want to up air our shield. Because right now, we're at this weird range where we can't grab. You can't grab either, right?
No.
But if you were committed to forward tilt, right? You can get a free punish like that. If you're going for more riskier options, you can knee from shield. It won't hit, but if they shield, you have advantage. If you get a super late knee on shield, you can actually just knee on shield into grab, and it will be every option except spot dodge and row. So can you do a forward tilt and shield? So if I did something like that, if she grabbed, I would still beat it, assuming you need at the right time. So really, you're breaking down what is Sheik looking for. She's looking for a forward tilt and a dash attack. That's her kind of main getting tool. If she needles, right? Needles is kind of an annoying thing to deal with, but needles is actually negative in terms of like frames. So like if you do a full charge needles, like at this range, do we get full charge? Oops, sorry. Good.
Ready, go.
Yeah. Ah, shit. And then try to... Can you try rolling, actually? Let's see. Or, like, shoot needles and then, like, buffer a row. Yeah. So, actually, right here, needle... That's actually not a great scenario for Falcon, but the thing is, if she's only doing needles, right, she's not moving forward, so you can actually close the distance. So, if she's, like, needling around this area, can you needle again? Just, like, shoot one needle. You can actually... Well, you don't have to power shoot it, but you can... shield one needle and close the distance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way you can move in, because she's static. She's just throwing needles point blank, and it's not doing much. If she does one needle, right? If she does one needle at this range, you can actually grab it. So I was wrong on the needle storm, but one needle is pretty bad for Sheik right here.
Yeah, because he can scoot, man. He can get in really quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So the best way in terms of, and when Sheik has edge, right, she can do her Shino stall. But the thing is that Sheik has to eventually come from edge, right? So the most obvious answer for Sheik, if she's on edge, right, and let's say I'm low percent, can you do a forwarder from edge? Let me see what I can do. Oh shit, that was pretty bad. Do again. You can actually up air. So you can do, if they hit you early, you can just hit them out of it. So that's kind of like the game for Sheik. You want to be more grounded because nairs are actually pretty bad in this matchup. Assuming she's low percent, you can probably nair if she's like over like 90 or 100. if you're approaching as Falcon, Sheik also wants to maybe dash back, right? So you also want to aim behind Sheik. I want to be aiming like right here. Because if I nair, or if I do a knee, right, she can also just, she can also dash dance grab me. So I'm gonna knee, right? I'm gonna knee where you're at, and you're gonna dash away. So 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so it's actually pretty bad for Falcon, right? And she can just easily dash dance and grab you. So 3, 2, 1.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Oh, sorry. 3, 2, 1. Ah, shit. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, it's okay.
No,
3,
no,
2,
one more
1.
time. Oh shit.
It's okay. But you, okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, but you get the idea, right? You're both playing the same neutral where you can both overshoot it. I can overshoot with stomp and just completely stuff out her dash. I can overshoot with knee. But the thing is, if I overshoot, right? Guess what's back into neutral? Your forward beats it, right? So it's like paper scissors rock. If I were to overshoot with the knee, right? Can you just do a forward tilt? 3, 2, 1. Oh shit. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, see? So it's like paper scissors rock, right? If I overshoot, F tilt beats it. If she F tilts, I can bait it out. If she dashes back, I can overshoot it. So it's like a whole paper scissors rock game. But that's where you would start. In there. Be grounded, don't nair if the Sheik is good. Or if the Sheik crouch cancels, don't nair. And yeah, I would just rewatch that VOD, think about the situations, and dive into the details.
Do you think net play can hurt a player's progression more than help?
It may make you more cocky, I guess, in terms of mentally. I guess in that sense it might hurt, right? When you get like beaten in tournaments, like
Double
down. I'm platinum. I beat Scar in tough on threes. I should be in top 10. You know? So your mentality might be like screwed up a little bit because the overall skill in net play is a little skewed. But if that's your only option to like play other people, it should more likely help than hurt.
Are you just trying to crouch cancel it, or are you trying to jump when I do the down air from ledge?
Actually, that's a really good question. Can you do a late downer and shine? I think you should still beat it. Yeah, do a super late downer.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You should be able to shine it for sure. Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah, if you do the CC
See?
grab that you taught me, where you just like push A, yeah, it looks like it beats it.
Yeah, so right now I just found a new option, right?
Yeah. I was curious about that too, because I'm like, well, I think what you can do is, if you anticipate it, if you just short hop right when I do the downer, you go straight back into a new state. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can. Yeah, but if I jump, you can shine, right?
If you just short hop, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, so I'm gonna take the downer. I'm gonna short hop, right?
You short hop before the down air hits. So you short hop into it.
Oh, I see what you mean. The only problem with that is like if you laser, then I'll get hit, right? So I'd rather take the downer but still cover the laser.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. I didn't know that. And that's why experimenting's useful.
Yep.
I just
Amen,
found
dude.
out today. Yeah.
Today I learned.
Yeah.
Do you think Falcon? Oh, go ahead.
Can you do that again? Actually, do a super light downer. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay, do it. And then also, can you do a shine after it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the shine will beat my jump.
Right. 3,
Pretty sure.
2, 1.
Oh shit. Platform. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Okay. Do it again. Oh fuck. Alright. Oh okay. So I was actually holding shield that time, and then I still got shine. Can you do it one more time? I want to like make sure whether that shine always hits. Oh my god. You know what I think is happening? Your downer is getting staled, so it's getting less hit lag. I think if it's a fresh downer, your shine should hit. Oh my god, never mind.
Oh, maybe not.
Never mind. It's good to know.
So they wanted to know, does Falcon have more recovery options than just aerial drifting, or is that pretty much all he has going for him?
Oh man, that's your life fast Falcon. It's like the
sweet spot seems rough.
I guess you can raptor boost, assuming there are invincible on edge. Wait, can you go invincible? Can you like grab edge real quick. Shit. Do again. Re-grab edge. Ah, I shouldn't have bad. I think if they're invincible, it won't activate the raptor boost.
Like he'll just glide over?
Yeah. Do again. Ah, shit. We're so bad at this. Yeah, so I think because when you're on edge, you're like blue, right? You're intangible.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's one situation where you can raptor boost, but you're pretty stuck with drift, and that's your life as Falcon. So you better learn to accept it. You can also V-cancel too, I guess. Oh shit.
What do you think is the biggest mistake low/mid-level Spaceys make against higher-level Falcons?
Dude, this is a really good question based on... The question is a little too generic too, right? Like, is it Fox, is it Falco? Because there's two very different answers depending on which
and
Spacey.
two very different approaches for both characters.
Yeah. So let's say... So I guess I can answer both, right? So the biggest thing for Falco, is... Do you know when lasers is bad? So one situation, right? Around this mid-range, your laser is actually really bad. Because do one laser and approach. I can jab you and you're in this like kind of weird mid-range, right? Oh, do again. So right, so at that range, like if you shine, right? So to your laser and go in. Oops. So that's actually kind of good. You kind of sneak them. Ooh, one more. Ooh, yeah, that's really good. Wow, I should be closer here. There you go. So right here, right, your shine will whiff.
Yep.
So this is actually the magic range where you want to be against Falco. Because if they shoot a laser, you can literally jab them, you can do nair, you can harass with uppers. This matchup is like... So that's one example of a bad laser, right? You don't want a laser if they're too close. So what does it mean to be too close, right? Another example is how telegraphed are you? The most common problem with this match as Falco is you always shoot a laser before you go in, but you don't always have to, right? So can you shoot one laser and downer?
Downer in?
Yeah, down approach. So right there, right? You just telegraph that I'm going to go in by shooting one laser. So you don't always want to go in after one laser. You can for one not laser at that range. You can dash back and kind of change up your timing on the downer. You can shoot two in-place lasers, right? Can you shoot two in-place lasers? Oop, hit me with it. Do again. See, if I dash back, right? Now I just gave you that much space.
Yep. And
it kind of like gave you space, and now you, in a sense, won neutral. So what else is there? So basically, around this range, it's like if you're a little safe on lasers. If we both commit, if I nair the same time you laser, then I'll win. So 1, 2, 3 laser. So right here is like kind of dangerous, right? So even like right here is where like you're actually safe. Like there's actually not much I can do. I can like full hop, right? But you can recover from them. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to telegraph your approach after a single laser. As Fox, the most common example is if you can just pretend you're Fox, right? Like just going with nair. Like even going with like 2 early nairs, right? Like you would easily get grabbed.
Yep.
So as Fox, you can go Fox too. Same thing, right? Falcon's gonna dash back. So what can Fox do? Can you do a running shine? So, oops. So I'm gonna hit you with it. Pretend like I'm gonna dash back, right? So you're gonna aim. You're gonna shine where I'm gonna dash back.
Right.
So 3, 2. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Oh shoot! Go super deep, super deep. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so right there, right? Like Fox is basically like making a read, and saying, "I know you're gonna dash back, so I'm gonna shine you." So that's one way Fox can deal with it. If Falcon is around this percent, around past 20, you can run, crouch, and then down tilt as Fox. So do it again. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, see. So now that's really good too. So basically, you want to answer the question in like one short answer. Aim for where Falcon's going to move to, not where Falcon currently is. That's the biggest tip I can give you from there.
So basically the Spaceys are having a problem where they're aiming for where he is, not where he's going to.
Yeah. And that applies for like other matchups like Marth, right? Marth is going to dash back. So you also don't want to aim further than you think.
Yep. And then similar to what you were talking about with Sheik, when you were explaining Sheik versus Falcon, Sheik can do the same thing too.
Yeah.
I feel just to add on to what you said, another problem you went over it briefly earlier that I noticed with a lot of like low level spacies, and I think it's just burned into like spacey main DNA, but
Yeah.
a lot of sidestep dodge into a shine or something. It's like, oh, you don't want to be in place. You got to roll out of there, because they'll do that against Peach, they'll do it against Sheik, Marth, and Falcon, and they can easily just, once it whiffs, the whole buffet of punishes for them to choose from.
Yeah. I would say the rule is if you're not getting punished for it, keep doing it. So if you're doing like some really like bad side steps and you're not getting punished for it, that's fine. Like you can keep doing it. So you only gotta stop doing it if you're like losing a stock every time.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you notice that the opponent is aware that you just made that mistake, you should probably make yourself aware as well.
Yeah, so basically the rule is like if it works, don't fix it.
That's the beauty of Melee too. It's how the locals it's all the time, but everything that like you're applying to yourself, like I need to not do this, I need to not do that, it applies to your opponent as well, because now you're looking for those same mistakes and like thought processes, but in them. Like, are they making that mistake that I'm telling myself not to make? That spacing, are they aware of that spacing? And that helps kind of do the whole dot tree process that you're talking about.
Oh.
Because the way I see it is like those it's like the bubble trees that they taught you in like elementary school, like situation A, B, and C, and then it branches off to, okay, you got these options where you're spacing, location, and what character.
Like, is this game 5? Is this game 1? That's a big...
Yeah,
everything in this game is like conditional. Like, when should I do this? Well, it depends, right? Do you know that person? Are you ahead in stocks? Is there something on the line? So you always want to ask kind of those questions.
Do you think me going into a match... Do you think going into a matchup thinking my character loses this, not as a mentality but more as a fact that you're trying to keep in mind, is it helpful or hurtful? I can't think of how it would... Like, the awareness, like... I think it's just the wording. You need to tell yourself, you don't want to tell yourself, I'm gonna lose this. Like, I feel like you want to tell yourself, it's gonna be rough, but I need to focus on the player.
I think it's a gut mentality. I guess in some sense it is. It's like I call it the low tier option select. You pick a low tier, right? And then you lose the match. It's like, oh, it's okay, I'm playing low tier. You win the match, it's like, oh, I'll be with the low tier. I'm really good, right? So I guess in that sense, you have access to this option select because you're telling yourself that it is a disadvantageous matchup, and in a way it's fact, right? Like if you go Peach ICs, like it's a pretty bad matchup for ICs, right? But you should use the fact that they are scared to losing to this horrible matchup, that you should be playing without fear. Because you have nothing to lose, right? If they lose to a low tier, they're like the guy that lost to... They're like the Crimson Blur that lost to Kirby,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, the other players should be more fearful than you are.
So where did they have you record the reads? Was it like a Twitch headquarters?
Yeah, it's at Twitch. So
how was it there, man?
It's
Was it cool?
I actually didn't get to see like the whole... It's actually just the building, right? I was expecting to have the whole... It's like a building named after Twitch, but it's just kind of a like the kind of normal work building. I didn't get to see the whole Twitch place myself, just that one room where they were recording. So I can't say too much about like how cool it is. I mean, there's no posters with like Fox and Falco, but I didn't see the whole thing, so it just looked like a normal office from where I was at. There were a lot of desktops though, a lot of gaming desktops.
How do you chain grab effectively? I seem to not be able to grab when they're getting up.
Which matchup is this?
Yeah. Yeah, what character versus what character? Oops.
Oh, shit.
Should I start going to smaller tournaments and work my way up, or bigger ones, or just drive right to big?
I think the biggest thing, the most beneficial thing about locals are they're cheaper. If you're going to Genesis, it's like what, 180 bucks?
Yeah, plus
Or 80 to hotel room. So if you want the most experience, I would say go to locals because you kind of know the players there already. And when you go to like Evo, right, you can get like some really bad pulls. Bad meaning like you have like Mango in your pull or like any other top player, and you're just paying like all this money to get 4 stocks, you know. So I would definitely go to small locals. Once you can like get somewhat ranked in that, you can try to test yourself. Like, okay, what happens if I play like a lot better players and see how I would do. The thing is with Evo is Vegas too, so when you lose, you can just like gamble. Yeah, that's kind of the main benefit.
See what the lineup looks like. It was an interesting decision with the other Smash game, you know, getting the Sunday. Which, I mean, it's fine. Might as well test it out 1 year and see how it works out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mind because I wasn't going to Evo. But I was gonna watch on stream anyway, so it didn't really hurt my thoughts about it. I'm more hyped about Dragon Ball Fighters at Evo.
Yeah, see, I would definitely support
I
that.
really want to see like just the crowd for that. Oh shit.
They want to say why. They say, why is your mom so sick?
Why is it so sick? I don't know. Every character I play is super flow charty though. Experiment friendlies. I just do silly things and figure out what works. It's like what Nun does, but I stopped doing it if it stops working. My Marth's punish game isn't too great against really good space that can like punish well. I think I played Cyrox a lot. That match was really hard.
Oh, no, Randall.
Oh.
Swaps.
I think if you know your character well enough, you can start experimenting with like reverse hitboxes, like reverse fair, reverse back air. So that's why stuff looks sick, right? Because you don't see that those hitboxes used that often. So when you get to that level, you can definitely basically freestyle.
How many years have you been playing? I guess no one asked that, but I figure that'd be good knowledge for them to know.
Oh shit. Probably since 06, so 11 years. It's kind of crazy. People always ask me when I play stuff. I'm like, oh, how long have you been playing? I was like, yeah, you know, like 2006. I'm like, ah, shit. Ooh. You can definitely get good if you have very like focused practice. If you play like 2 years but you like grind net play, I can see yourself being really good.
He on box or something? No, he's playing on keyboard, like a computer keyboard.
Yeah. Oh my god, that shine.
That I need to get at it. No.
Oh, that jump. Good thing about keyboard, you get like insane SDI.
Yeah, I so have noticed.
Oh my god.
And experimenting, dude. I was supposed to get that running shine, but how it goes.
Oh. Oh, I was bad. I missed the ground.
My L smashes. That's the, or maybe it's just me, but I see. I don't know. I feel like you can crack open players and they'll instinctively toss out bad options like that, like, right there. Like for me, it's just like, how did I do that?
It's kind of a test rate. Like I would throw a run at F smashes to see if they're paying attention. It's not really bad. I would say it's like testing them.
I tried to ride that out as good as I could.
Oh my god.
I was hoping for the V. Well,
yeah. I thought the down was gonna get the bad hitbox. I'm so dumb.
Dash.
Oh. That's good.
Those MTK's your favorite Marth then to watch?
Yes. It's just like the way he punishes is just so clean that you don't really see that with most Mars. Basically, he has like a huge flush art in his head too, but it's so much. He has like a bigger tree of options that he knows for sure will work. Oh. Oops.
If you could make only one change to your character, what would you do to make Falcon more viable?
Have Raptor Boost be able to be edge grabbable. Like you can Raptor Boost into the edge. That'd be nice.
That would change him up pretty good.
If it was like any random change, like one change for like any character, I would just remove the invincibility from Fox's Shun, but that's about it. Yeah, like that's the one thing I don't like. Like he shines, but it clinks. Like it's the worst feeling.
I feel like it should be extended by 12 frames.
No, you're right. That's how I know you're a Fox fan.
I don't want it to clink, dude. I want it to hit.
Always. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh. That's like old school shit. Some Ken shit. Oh.
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 Oh god, that was so good.
No.
That was so good.
Yeah, that's Martha 101.
Oh, I tried to jank you. For some reason, with Fox, if you run past him, you can get like a grab box, like even though they're behind him. So just suck them right in, and then just down throw. Send them down.
I think everyone has like the reverse hitbox, or the reverse grab box, to some extent. I'm gonna get bopped. I'm gonna try it. I was thinking about going again against ICs though. The matchup's so much easier.
Just punch the hell out of him. Yeah.
Because you just need 2 hits to kill Nana. It's so great. Oh shit.
Does sidestepping a Sheik's Fair from ledge also work as Falcon? So they're talking about what you did as Falco and the Wreaths. You sidestepped it and then just like down smash.
I'm trying to think what Falcon can do afterwards though, right? Like Falcon doesn't have any good quick moves besides that would kill, right? He has jab, I guess, but sidestep jab, not really. You don't get much from that. Any good smashes that would kill, like down smash, forward smash, up smash are all too slow. So that's why I think sidestep isn't that great for Falcon. Well, that was weird.
Yeah, a little awkward. Down angled forward tilt.
Yeah, if you're gonna hard read the fair anyway, you can just shield it and then just upper.
That's true. Yeah, the upper that you just played, probably better in.
This match is rough. Every fuck would have went there.
I get that a lot. Then I die like this though.
Yeah.
Usually how it goes.
I think my favorite option for double lasers is to knee the double laser. There's a way to do it. It looks so sick.
I like the method that you explained where you can just jab it.
Yeah, that's the most consistent.
I learned from level 7 computers, like you can just jab it? What?
Yeah, it helps you.
Right,
if you crouch it, it reduces the hit lag too.
Another thing from the experimental phase, I noticed if you just roll to the ledge, like roll right while they're doing it, you can then do whatever you want. Usually I'll like roll like this and then just up smash them as they're drifting towards stage.
you can just shoot the first ledge and up smash it too. That works. And that'll cover the down air as well. I guess you want to style on them, you could do it. Oh, I'm fucked. Holy shit.
God, dude. Got slashed by like 2 frozen hands. Oh no.
Oh my.
Oh, I saw that, dude.
What the?
I was scared you would go back into neutral state like that.
Dude, how do you hit Fox? He's so fast.
1 to 2 hard reads and you.
Alright, I got it. Cover 3 options there. The favorite thing to do is go Falco real quick, do the double laser. I always want to do this on someone. But if you're going for the super duper hard read on double laser, you can do the Falcon. Do it. Oh shit, two again. Sorry.
I mean, that's one.
Wait.
That's
Do
two.
it. Yeah. It looks so great. It looks so crazy. Yeah. So what's actually happening is you're dashing before the first laser, and then you're holding back and hitting him. It's like it just looks so insane. If you're on controller, which is like 99% of you, you will probably to claw, so you can get the full drift back on the knee.
Do you think Falco is still second best, or has the bird fallen? If so, do you think it's because of less Falco exposure or because of the current meta?
The meta, as in like, I think because of Puff. Falco Puff is like, actually I don't really know the matchup that well. I feel like it's doable, but I'm not a Falco Jigs master, so.
I just feel like it's a chore, man.
Yeah.
And
I've always wanted to like dissect that matchup. Like I know Marth Punch to some extent, but then again, it's like you always gotta compare yourself to if you're playing a Hungrybox, right? If I'm playing a net play Jig, it's not very comparable, you know. He probably sees more options than I do. Like stuff on like if Hungrybox was watching that Reed's episode, he probably like knows way more options. I'm like, oh, that would never work. Forte would never work. He could do this. So this is like too many layers. Oh, I tried a 4B. What the? Why is she delay the shine? Just no. Wow, full hop narrow. Oh. Sorry. Just walk away.
Did he?
Oh, that jab is so good. Jab is so good as that Falco. Yeah, stuff like that, like that's like the net play specific where it's super hard to punish the Phantasm.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people complain about like when they have to fight oh great, a net play Falco, here we go.
I love net play Falcos. They shoot bad lasers.
I remember this from the first time we played. Okay, good.
Oh. Dude, that sucks, man. That clink kills me. Wow.
Try to double stick tech.
No, way too strong.
I've seen it done in a task run. No, I want to try it. I was like, oh no, no.
Oh. Let's try this.
Lord, what region do you think has the best top players?
NorCal.
Not just because I'm biased, but this is literally stacked. Have you seen the rankings on NorCal?
Yeah,
Like
I see them posted in there.
Cactar, Nintendo, Diz, Zoo, but probably not anymore if it's married. There's like Shroom, Pew Pew You. What was it there? Too many killers to NorCal.
You guys have Spark too. I mean,
Spark too.
that play
Have you played
kid.
him? He's hard, man. I'm pretty sure he would beat me in person. His punch game is just too clean.
He would grind out that play a lot, dude. I used to beat the shit out of him in that play.
Now he just
he's really good. Yeah, he's really good. But the thing is, though, man, he was a smart kid because he would ask what to do, and like be specific and all that stuff. So I would try my best to help him and all that stuff as a Falco.
Yeah, that should give a lot of motivation to a lot of new players. Because Sparks was playing for like not too long, right? 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, about 2 years, too.
Yeah. So he's okay. And he just really just grinded out because now you have access to tech chase 20xx packs, right? You can like actually have random tech chase.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we had to like Learn tech chasing through going in tournaments.
Jab.
Jab is so good in this match.
Oh no.
Oh, I was gonna do it.
Oh, I knew it.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh shit. That's good. Oh.
I was waiting for you to prop up. Don't work out.
Oh shit. Wow.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Hopefully they have you on the reads more, man. I think a lot of people loved seeing you on there. I definitely like seeing you on there.
Yeah, I just kind of reached out to them just one day, like, hey,
Oh no.
cool show, man. Let me be on it.
Get your feeling a power trip.
Exactly. Oh, that's so good. I'm dead. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Huh. Oh shit. Right. Oh. Oh, that's bad. Look at the SDI, it's broken.
Oh.
Oh shit. You know what's the meta for Jake's Falco? This is the future meta. Alright, charge down smash. This is the meta. That's the future of Jake's Falco.
You heard it here first.
Dude, if you're playing against a Peach and you're just like having fun, you know how Peaches like to down smash, right?
Right.
After aerial, like if I do like back air, right? You're gonna crouch cancel the back air and just charge down smash. Oh, whoops! I fucked up. Sorry. Oh shit! My bad. So, alright, let's see. Crouch cancel the back air. it looks so ridiculous. Ooh. Well, counter from shield. You watched the read, you should know.
Yeah, he answered it when he knew.
Oh. Oh, that's good. Oh. Oh.
I was surprised that was a strong hit. Waiting for a weak hit rising.
Yeah, I think my up smash is a little late. There we go. Oh, it's bad.
Oh. Lucky escape.
Oh god. Shit, that's read me.
Oh boy. Getting into they're getting into politics.
Yes.
What's your opinion on net neutrality? I mean, I'm assuming you just think it's a crappy decision like everyone knows.
Nah, man, I hate net Okay. Shit. Okay.
No!
Can I even win this? Oh, that's so good. Oh, DS so good.
Oh no, why'd I jump? I was supposed to do an up tilt.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, I
knew,
shield poke.
I knew you were gonna shoot poke, and I was like, ah, shit. They're gonna down her actually.
I didn't trust myself with down there because I felt like I would just die.
Oh. Shit, there's a fire near my house.
Is there? Uh-oh.
I just got a text.
Stay safe out there.
Oh, it's on 680. It's okay, that's fine. It's like my house is burning, I'm still on stream. I'm like, oh, everything's fine.
This is fine.
This is fine. How'd you not get hit? Oh. Yeah, I knew this should poke. No.
Oh, too late.
Shit. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I knew. I get him. Wow. What? Oh, how's it? Yes. Man, this is how it feels to get forward tilt, huh?
Oh, forward tilt's great, man.
Ooh. Save me.
I tried to.
Oh, what?
Lost my jump. I jumped right into it.
Oh my god. Wow, that was an accident. That's good. Oh.
Going for the snipe. The silent snipe. No.
Oh. No, I did up tilt. Oh, they're all.
Would you like to see some Melee HD come to the Nintendo Switch?
Sure. I think you said you need to bring the adapter, right?
Yeah.
I'll be a little worried about like latency, if it does. In terms of like input lag and how long it takes for like your button input to be registered and all that. But you know, it'd be good. You can play man on the go. That'd be great. All right, I think I'll do one more match. I think I'm good for tonight.
Sounds good, man. I agree. Alright, if there's people still in chat, this is Lord's last game. If you guys want to put some hearts in the chat for Lord being super awesome and spending his time with us today, answering your questions, whooping my ass. Good time. Always a good time.
Oh man.
I heard those dashes.
That was the SDI. on the lasers, yeah. Oh, nice. Dog breed?
No, I like this.
Well, modified. 2018 version. Oh, that's sidestep, man. Okay. See, I wouldn't be able to do those uppers on controller. It's literally broken on keyboard. That's so crazy. That's the actual combo. The laser grab.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like a you can always sidestep. Wow. No. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I remember the setup you taught me. I just couldn't get there in time. Where you can kill Falcon at 0%. Stop the throw.
Oh my. Oh no.
Oh, paper effort.
What the heck? Was that on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good.
The last jab, no. I was trying to up tilt at that point. I was trying to move my character model, and then I'm like, okay, up tilt, and I jab again. Oh, dude, that's saving that double jump so smart. Alright, here's a gamble.
Oh, I tried to sidestep. That'd be rip. You're just chilling.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, I ate the row. That sucks. Oh, I'm so screwed.
Same.
What the fuck?
It's joking.
Holy shit, that way, man.
Yeah, it's cute. Alright.
No, the forwards. Oh.
Oh, dude, no!
My life. Alright, man. That was awesome.
No, yeah,
Thanks.
hey, man, thanks so much for taking your time to come and hang out, man. It's always nice playing you, dude. So I greatly appreciate it, dude.
Yeah. Just so you know, the hourly rate is $30 an hour.
Alright, just DM me that PayPal, I'll get that right over.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
But yeah,
Alright.
for us. Have a good night, man. That was fun.
Yeah, right back at you. Let me know if you ever have some free time, we can net play again. I'm sure the stream would love it, so probably sometime in the future. But again, thanks for tonight, man. I hope you take care and good luck on that job hunt, man.
Thanks. And thanks for everyone for watching. And if you wanna find me, just find me on NetPlay at like 3 AM on the weekend. I'll be there.
Yep, he may be active on his Twitter. He does have a Twitter. So if
Maybe.
you guys if you wanna give him a follow on his Twitter, is it SSBM_Lord?
See, even I don't know, man. I don't know what my Twitter is.
Oh, okay, it's Lord underscore
yeah.
SSBM.
Yeah.
So yeah, give him a follow on Twitter or see him on NetPlay. But
Alright.
again, thanks everyone for hanging out. And Lord, you have yourself a great night, alright man? Take care.
You too, man. Thanks.
Alright, see ya.
Body on fire.